So green red frenzy. This is one of those many decks in the format that's really waiting for those copies of Stomping Grounds to get a little bit better and more consistent. This deck is looking to get its namesake Experimental Frenzy into play and then churn through the deck with both Explore creatures and Wayward Swordtooth, letting us play multiple lands per turn to then eventually get a bunch of lands in play to play Banefire. We also have the Wildgrowth Walker engine along with our Explorer creatures to buffer our health total against more aggressive decks. So this deck's been really sweet because it plays both Frenzy and Banefire to beat up control decks, and it plays the Wildgrowth Walker package along with the Explorer creatures to gain a lot of life, to give it a lot of staying power against the aggressive decks that exist in the format. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap the day up with this one. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Sorry about the small hiccup there with OBS taking a quick nap. Looks like we maybe kept most of the people. We were up and back down really quick. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday wherever you're at. This is going to be my last deck of the day, but I will be back tomorrow morning into the afternoon with a little bit of Magic Online in the morning into All Magic Arena all afternoon tomorrow. This hand needs some red source in it. It's possible that there may be a red source or two shy in the mana base, but like the fact that we have Explorer creatures helps supplement that a little bit too. So hopefully, even if our third land is another green source, the Explorer creature can help us find some red ones here. The mono black Banefire deck was really sweet. Felt really powerful and consistent. We played Discovery for the first time in it today, and that felt pretty fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down for this last league. Enjoy the ride down, chat. What time do I start tomorrow? I start about 9 a.m. in the morning with the Magic Online, and I'll be on to Magic Arena probably about 11:30 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, 11:30 in the morning or noon or so. Land, please. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go ahead and attack with the Thorn Lieutenant here. Hopefully this isn't going to get syncopated or essence scattered. Hey, Azandra, thank you very much for the Prime support. For spin your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. Fantastic. Well, that worked out better than expected. That's true. We did start standard earlier today than planned because Magic Online crashed. I think tomorrow we're actually going to start with a Legacy deck in the morning, or do Legacy in and then Bant Spirits. Huh. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to play the Frenzy before playing cards out of my hand or not, but with the Wayward Swordtooth draw here, I think I definitely want to play the Swordtooth before I play the Frenzy. This deck is sweet. This deck is the only time I've ever come close to decking out in the standard format. It's like, what if we just played through our entire deck? It's like, well. Oh, that's true. The Elves deck does come close sometimes. I'm not sure what the metagame looks like in the best of one queue. If I was going to subject myself to best of one, I'd probably play white-red aggro or the Esper Amulet deck, because those are the two decks I like playing. I started playing Arena thanks to your games on YouTube. Totally worth it. Awesome, Azandra. Yeah, Arena is just really good digital Magic. It's just incredibly well done. Okay, so do I want to stick the Frenzy here while they're tapped out? I think I do. Like, obviously, I run this risk of, like, not being able to play anything this turn, but having the Frenzy in play is pretty good against what appears to be blue-red control. They could theoretically be Jeskai control missing white. Mono-red and decks designed to counter mono-red. Honestly, if it's mono-red and decks designed to counter mono-red, I might try, like, mono-white aggro with main deck to Cutly Honor Guard. I don't know what Enter the Unknown does offhand, Dr. Goldhead. Let the city bless us. Got him. This is good against control. These are good against control. Rekindling Phoenix is actually kind of mediocre here, right? Because it, they have Lava Coil. Enter the Unknown Explorers whenever a creature enters play. Oh, Nomad, thanks for the 2-month resub. We actually played some of that card when we first played this deck, and I think it's just not quite very good. It's just like, it ends up being win more, and ends up being another clunky 4-drop. We had Phoenixes in the sideboard of the deck when we first played it, and we ended up boarding them in for Explore the Unknown or whatever it is every time. And I just feel like having more individually powerful cards is ideal. So trimming some Wildgrowth Walkers against the control deck seems fine. I'm going to leave the Fight with Fires in my deck because this kills Niv Mizzet, which they're likely playing. So like Fight plus Vivien to kill Niv seems good. This hand needs some lands in it, but if we hit our third land, Jadelight Ranger probably helps us hit the fourth and fifth. So let's keep this for sure. Elf. All right, settle for third land. Cutting treasure map for Carnage Tyrant seems to go against like what this deck is doing. Well, there aren't treasure maps in my deck, and their Carnage Tyrants are in my sideboard. So I'm not quite sure how you get to the relation that we've cut treasure map for Carnage Tyrant. Unless you're implying that there was like a deck list that we started with, which had treasure map in it, which was not the case. I think we played a treasure map iteration at one point, but it wasn't quite that amazing. This deck can power through its deck pretty consistently. They might have Drakes. We didn't see Drakes out of them. I don't know exactly what the opponent's doing. If we see Drakes this game, obviously I'm going to bring Lava Coils back in for the next game, probably cut the Carnage Tyrants, but without seeing Drakes, I'm putting them on blue-red control at the moment. Which might be incorrect since Drakes is more popular than that on average, but after what I saw the last game, my gut said blue-red control, but they could definitely be the Drakes deck still. Nice stand-in. Wonder if I just jam Frenzy here. Yeah, probably. This is a Christmas-themed deck in a way. Should have played this one on Tuesday. That's incredibly unfortunate. So I think rather than play this Frenzy off the top of my deck, I'm just going to go ahead and just be embarrassed and blow that up and play a land on Llanowar Elves here. It's like not an exciting play, but I think it's the correct play since there's another Frenzy on top of my deck here. This like sets me up to play Carnage Tyrant next turn too, which is fine. Guarantees I can play the Vivien potentially. I'm like, I have Dub's Banefire in my hands. This could be a game that I just win without the Experimental Frenzy. Thud. Are we done here? You're fumbling. Wow, get greedy, get punished. They were trying to get more with their Cannonade and got. This is my big dumb Dino. Enjoy. Deploy the Death Lizard. Big dumb dinos. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Meet my newest friend.
I think I actually just want the lands here. I have the Banefires in my hand, right? So like if they deal with this, I just want to have lands to kill them with these. What's going on, Spider? Yeah, running a little bit late tonight. When you have Experimental Frenzy going, you often have extra lands with Wayward Swordtooth. Boop, boop, boop you on the nose. We technically played a frenzy this game and we won, so use the statistics as you will. God bless. God bless. Nice, nice control deck. Get you. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Opponent just did a whole lot of nothing and got run over there. I'll take it. Got him. I would love to play first. Keep. This hand's pretty good. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Swordtooth, plus another land. Play Frenzy the following turn and go nuts, hopefully. Yeah, nice Steam Vents deck. This is my 5/5. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Sure. We're just like never gonna beat this Experimental Frenzy. Nice Grixis deck. Good luck. Godspeed. You killed my elf. You killed my elf. Well, that's awkward. All right. Sometimes there's 3 in a row. Sometimes there's 3 in a row. It's fine. In the words of the greatest poet of our generation, you just gotta shake it off and move along with your life here. Ugh. Woof. Classic Experimental Frenzy. And I actually just can't cast that. I'm one mana short. I only have 7. No, I'm 2 short. Brutal. It's fine. We're still probably ahead here. Grixis can't interact with Experimental Frenzy. That's true. They could dispersal this and then counter it on the way back down. It's actually very valid. Technically, they can interact with it. Yeah, we're super full. We've gotten like incredibly unfortunate so far this game, and we're ahead at the moment, so not really worried about it. Come on, Frenzy. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Yeah, they could have another Ritualist out here too. Just the Ritualist so that they can kill the Elemental. How many lands are we through? This is 9, 10, 11, 12. Is there any in here? No, so 12. So once we clear that, there's only like 10 lands left. We even explored that time. Sure. John Avon better look out, because I'm practicing drawing lands over here. We're coming for his title. This card's like not even that good with Experimental Frenzy out. Well, I guess that's not strictly true. It can clear the top of my deck.
Makes me stronger.
So like, now that there's this Banefire I don't want on top of my deck, I'll plus my Vivien to clear past it, then hopefully get to a 2-drop or a land. So, the card she puts into my hand, I can't cast.
The wilds are my shield.
But she does reset the top of my deck, like so. I mean, drawing Frenzy to my hand here isn't terrible, because it means I have a backup if I ever want to pop this later. Sure. Sure, enjoy your surveil. Yeah, we're like super far ahead here. There's no reason to blow up the frenzy. Just like go. Enjoy. This cast down into what's it called? Into Ritual Asset. What are the odds I put them on? So I have 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could blow this up and then go Walker, Ranger, Ranger, Experimental Frenzy. I think I'm supposed to blow it up. Yeah, we were over 2,000 for a bit. My stream actually crashed and we lost like 400 people, which is actually less than I was expecting to lose, honestly. Oh, I guess this leaves me in a position to get syncopated. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to play into syncopate here. I'm about to get counterspelled. Oh my god. Oh my god, why did I do it? Why did I do it, chat? Why did I do it? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it's fine. There's like 6 Banefires in our deck, right? There's 4 Banefires and 23 cards. It's gonna be okay. We're still ahead. We're still ahead, okay? Would like the record to reflect that I think we're still ahead. Yeah, that's true, Dr. Goldhead. I agree with your assessment. I should have left it on top. Thank you. I think you are correct in that assessment. I should have left the second one on top of my deck. I was going to be out of mana anyways, so that way I have a backup if they counterspell it. It's a good thing to point out. Thank you for that. Well, we're both about to be blessed by the city. Have Eldest Reborn. Another way to kill this. I think my opponent also made a big dumb stupid here. Whoopsie. One good punt deserves another. Sometimes you play soccer instead of Magic, turns out. Yeah, they must have thought it was Ritual Asset. I think I caught Rekindling Phoenix. I don't know. Rekindling Phoenix is pretty okay against what they're doing. Carnage Tyrant and Vivien are probably better, though. I think I want to keep my curve. Well, I guess Wildgrowth Walker is pretty mediocre. What do we think of this? This is too much beef. This might be a little bit too much beef. I don't know. You kind of go either way. You know. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks everybody for hanging out here today. Hope you're having a great Thursday wherever you're at in the world. I thought I was gonna shill, but I started the match and then it popped, so we'll shill after this match. At any rate, my name's Jeff Hoagland. Thanks for dropping by the stream tonight. We're hanging out, playing some Standard on Magic Arena. Yeah, the traditional play queue's been very good so far today. I think it must have some kind of MMR ranking. Either that or we've been very lucky. Yeah, I'm going to be running a little bit later during the week now, Quarth. So my wife and I worked out our schedule so I don't have to be done at 3 o'clock every day. So I'm going to be going till about 4:30, 5:30 every day, depending on how I'm feeling and how the decks are going. We're doing 7 to 8 hours a day moving forward. That's true. Maybe all the cards I own people are grinding Pauper. Is this the same person we just played? Is that why they're doing this? Are they tilting off because it's the same person we just played? Maybe. Maybe they just like missed their third land and stopped. Yeah, you can find all the decks on my Stream Decker page here, and I'll be up on my YouTube channel later in the video descriptions as always. I like how, as we talk about the quality of the decks and like being reasonable, being better today, just like we get like 2 concessions in a row. Just like, oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie poopsie. I considered doing Pauper. Nah, I have a giant deck queue full of decks that people have sent me to be played, so if I'm spending any time streaming and playing Magic, it's definitely working out of my deck queue. Rude. I actually really like these Llanowar Elves. I like this Llanowar Elf artwork a lot, so I don't think I would change them even if I had the other ones. Ugh. This keep might have been a little mediocre. Temple of Tilt, Temple of Tilt. Do 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 do. My kingdom for a stomping grounds, chat. Boop him on the nose. Give him a little love boop. And that's the nice thing about Banefire, right? Like, it's an end game tool, but it's also like a flexible answer here at points like this. Alright, so they're playing Grixis. Do I just jam this? Nah, I probably should do this plus Land War this turn. Do our best to get more lands into play before we get going. The Gorge does have fantastic artwork, that is true. Pretty beautiful.
Ever seen water burn? You will.
Ever seen water burn? You will.
A fair advice.
Alright, so no blocks here. I Banefire this for 2. I kill Anagrath here. I guess I could just like play Vivien and plus her here too. So do I kill? I really don't care about this attacking my hand, right? Yeah, I'm like, Vivien's gonna draw me extra cards anyways. So like she kind of negates whatever this is doing. Oh, I can Vivien plus Banefire this. Yeah, that's super true. I forgot we could just Banefire. We could just Banefire the Angrath directly. I was so focused on killing this and attacking that I completely forgot that I could Vivien plus and then Banefire it. Yeah, I definitely should have played the forest and then Banefired.
I'm a survivor. I've seen things that would break someone like you.
All right, I think I'd be conservative here and try and play around a counterspell in this experimental frenzy. Deal. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play a land out here to try and stick this frenzy through a syncopate this turn. Fantastic. Not blocking. Might as well attack. Now remember, there's nothing wrong with liking or disliking the current standard popper. If you like it, you should play it. If you don't like it, don't play it, you know? Some people are into it, and that's okay. So this is a good turn. What do we think? Turn seems kind of okay. D's turn, above average. Above average kind of turn. Yeah, Vivien's really good. She's card advantage on her own, and the fact that she like clears the top of your deck when you have a card you don't want on it is also fantastic. Man, this opponent's a trooper powering through here. This game is real over. This deck is so much fun. This is one of the first decks we're going to be working on when we get Stomping Ground. This is a heck of a Stomping Ground deck. I am super excited to do this to people with Stomping Ground in the format. Big dumb dinos. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, she also takes Frenzy off the table for free. Did I have lethal with next turn? I have lethal with the Banefire, right? I could Vivien destroy this and then just like Banefire upstairs for infinite.
Strike me, and you strike nature.
I mean, like, that was like their best possible card there, and they're still just like beyond unbelievably dead. Like, they have to beat the board, they have to beat the Banefire, they have to beat the Carnage Tyrant. Got him. Yeah, we had them dead on board, had them dead in our hand. We cleaned it right on up. Cheerio, mate. Whoop. Goes the weasel. Do 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 do. How we doing? My show got interrupted because we found a match. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. My name is Chef Hoagland. Remember, if you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full time. I love being here all day in and day out playing Magic, but they're the reason that I'm able to be here. By subscribing, you can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars cards using code Hoagland at bit.ly/Hugelbar. You can save 10% on all of your orders there with them. Hurley Burley Studios does wonderful custom Magic the Gathering altars and border extension, all sorts of other fantastic stuff. And you can save 10% on your orders with them using code Jeff10 at checkout. And of course, BCW Supplies provides wonderful sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other gaming accessories using code Jeff Holiday Stream at bit.ly/BCW sales. You can save 20% on all of your orders there with them. Thank you for the biddies, Hurley. I appreciate it. This deck, remember, if you're enjoying it, this deck was originally a viewer submission. If you're interested in getting one of your decks played on stream at some point in the future, be sure to check out my deck submission form on my website. If you want to see more of this deck in action after I'm done today, we're going to be playing for another 45 minutes to an hour or so here. If you click standard decks on my website, there's the current deck list for this, as well as a bunch of videos of us playing different iterations of this archetype in the past. It's pretty good. Hey, Stramp and Ladora, thanks for shipping your Twitch Prime this way this month. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine with that. I'm gonna bin that, right? Looking for some lands here. Dread the Dead, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime sub there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way again this month. Looks like Jeskai control. Wearing the Flash shirt enforces that you are the Sheldon of MTG. I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment. Tap land. Alright, so real question. I think since I hit the land there, I'm supposed to Wayward Swordtooth, because I can go Swordtooth into Forest into Thorn Lieutenant. You are only hurting yourself. I'm Khan. Please stop. Please stop. Poor Karn. Poor Karn. Oh, bless up. Bless up. Pew, 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 pew. Can Joe 11, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Spell Pierce probably implies... That doesn't even know what that implies, actually. Like, they have a lot of other cards that aren't in the Drake's build. Kila, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. And remember, folks, I'm only going to be live for another hour or so, but you can find a ton of stuff on my YouTube channel, my website, if you're looking for more Hoagland Magic content after this. Easy game, easy life. There's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. Alternatively, you can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Alright, so Wildgrowth Walker's out. Extra Vivien, Carnage Tyrant's in. Do I want Brontodon in this matchup? Is Brontodon better than Fight with Fire? Brontodon's probably a little bit better than Fight with Fire. This seems fine. Seems fine. Let's run it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of awesome Gruul cards that slot into decks like this. There's going to be a lot of fantastic Gruul cards that go into here and lots of other green-red decks. Black-red and green-red both sound like great colors to get brewing with. Lands, Experimental Frenzy, got it. Backup Frenzy, also good in the face of counterspells. That one can stay right there. So my curve's probably going to be Branchwalker next turn, Frenzy on 4, gets countered, Vivien on 5, maybe resolves, Frenzy on 6. The Grixis control deck actually went really sweet. Thief of Sanity is a great magic card. Good night, Red for life. Have a good one. It looks like you still have the sub icon there next to your name, Dream. Sometimes if you're watching on the desktop, you have to refresh your browser page to get it to push through, to get the notification to pop up. Thanks for the support. Yep. I appreciate it. This deck's also really sweet too, because like it really doesn't mind getting Settle the Wreckage. Because like getting a bunch of lands into play is like good with your frenzy. I'm just gonna stick this. Deal with my thing, please. All right. Let's hope RNGesus is kind to us here, and this experimental frenzy draws 2 to 3 cards. Tilt! I'm so unlucky. Wah. Why are we so unlucky, chat? That's fine. We're up a game. We can be a little unlucky here.
This isn't a fight. Hurry!
Can somebody please let the designers know that the shuffler is broken and I need to be luckier? Holy crap. All right, we're heading towards horizontal. We are heading in the direction of horizontal here, slowly but surely. Are we done here? There's just like 4 Banefires in my deck, so like I feel like I'm not supposed to concede, because all right, I can concede. Got it. Excellent. Where my dinos at? Man, this experimental frenzy card's so good, really beats up all these control decks. This seems fine on the play. It's not fully tested frenzy. Okay, that's true. That's true. It is experimental. It does not always work. So I've actually been going continuously through the day. I just had a brief interruption of my streaming service in the middle. The reason why Teferi is unfun to you is likely because you need to concede sooner. Teferi is the type of card where when Teferi wins the game, your health total's not 0, but you are still dead. All right, one big dumb Dino, one big giant Banefire. Let's go. Let's go. Turn 4 Carnage Tyrant. Let's do it. Was that turn 4? That might have been turn 5. I think that might have been turn 5 actually. Sorry, not to overstate. Every land drop is 1 point closer to lethal Banefire. Alright, trying to dodge Cleansing Nova next turn. That's not good for the home team. The old card on top is not good for our hero, chat. I think we're about to wave goodbye to our friends here. Well, they just tapped off their second white there. So what are we doing? Sure.
I know. You know what?
All right, so this Banefire should be very lethal then, right? Just dead on board. Got it. I'm confused as to what their sequencing was there exactly. I love me a good engine deck, and that's definitely what this feels like. Just like the Experimental Frenzy Wayward Swordtooth engine is just so good. It's like the fact that Swordtooth is like a pseudo ramp card that like also provides a threat is fantastic. Yeah, like they kept a bunch of cards on top in a row, so I'm really confused as to what they were doing there. This hand would love to draw a couple of lands in a row. I don't play the constructed leagues because I prefer to have the flexibility to change decks in between matches of Magic. We've been playing the entire day without issues. Apparently the 5 o'clock crowd is the Mulligan and Concede crowd. About 5 o'clock is when we hit the Mulligan and Concede group of people. Turn one. They knew the Llanowar Elf was coming. They were too intimidated. They knew their time had come. Seems like kind of mediocre if they're an aggro deck, but it's got good cards in it. Another Jeskai opponent, sure. Forest is not how Richard Garfield intended the game to be played. Listen, don't you tell Garfield about how Magic's supposed to be played, okay? So listen, some of you may not know this, but there was once upon a time where Llanowar Elves was considered too good for standard, okay? Sure. Next turn will probably be Jadelight into Thorn Lieutenant. So you don't play your cards immediately when possible, for example. Well, I don't understand what you mean. You mean like I play cards during my second main phase? Why do you attack before playing? There's different reasons to play things before attacking and not before attacking. Different sequencing in different phases hedges different things in different ways. So like here, for instance, I want to attack first before I do anything, because this way, if they play a Settle the Wreckage, they're tapped out, so they can no longer counter my Vivien Reid. So that's ideal.
I've lost so much already. I've seen things that would break someone like you.
All right, well, they're at 15, and we've got 7, 8, 9, 10 mana here. I am on cornfield time.
I'm known for my excellent reverse.
Reverse. Sounds like Arena has hit its audio distortion limit. It's once every hour or two, like clockwork.
I will fight for my friends.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
I have no idea, my dog. Oh, you know, I'm probably supposed to Banefire first here, because if they Settle the Wreckage me. Nah, if they settle me, I don't mind the top of my deck resetting. Why destroy the Azcanta? The Azcanta's only providing them one piece of card selection better every turn, whereas Vivien can draw me cards, which is valuable.
No more game. Enough.
That can't help you now.
And for people asking why I'm not like doing Banefires and stuff, listen, this game is a build our own adventure book at this point. They're going to die. I can close my eyes and pick game actions at random at this point, and we're going to win. So everybody just calm down. It's perfectly fine.
Lead us.
5. Hey, look at that. X is 10. Listen, all of you who hate Teferi, you should appreciate me playing with my food here, okay? When your opponent's health total hits 0, you have to stop drawing magic cards. It's very sad. Yeah, Explore with Frenzy is very, very good. Yeah, it's really sweet. I like that this deck covers both axes of attack really well. So Wildgrowth Walker with the Explore creatures is just so good against the decks trying to go under us. And Banefire and Experimental Frenzy just dumpsters decks trying to go over the top of us. So you get to put people in a really good squeeze, which is fun. Real easy sideboard plan. You can definitely get a free timeout here, always. And again, if this is your first time seeing this deck and you want to see more of it, this is the last deck I'm streaming live today, but on my website, jeffhoagland.com, Red Green Frenzy, there's this current deck list up there, as well as a bunch of YouTube videos of me playing various iterations of this deck list in the past. You can watch us test cards like Treasure Map and the enchantment that makes your creatures explore when they come into play. So we've played this iteration, this deck probably 5 or 6 times at this point. So the standard decks page on my website is a curated list of decks that I think are exceptionally sweet and competitive. If you want to see actually everything I've ever played, you'll want to check out my YouTube channel. And all of the deck lists for my YouTube channel are in the video descriptions. Yeah, this is my preferred iteration of the deck, Colt. So of all the iterations we played, this is the card for card list that's on my website currently. I think it's got a lot of good tools for a lot of different matchups. That sounds great. Yeah, honestly, I really haven't missed Treasure Map. Between the Explore creatures and like Vivien and stuff like that, you have a lot going on here. Would I make any changes for best of 1? I don't think so, honestly. Because you have the Explore package, and you have... Maybe if you don't expect a lot of nivs in best of 1, you swap the Fight with Fires for Lava Coils in the main, but... That'd probably be about it, honestly. Please, hopefully they tap out for something stupid next turn and we get to play turn. This is like turn 3 Vivien, turn 4 Carnage Tyrant. Just like, let's go. Yeah, just having better mana from Shocklands alone is going to be A+ fantastic. Alright, counter me, baby. No, I didn't actually mean counter me. I meant think about it, but then don't actually do it. Rude. Rude. And like, we don't have discard spells or counter spells of our own in this deck, so like the way we play through counter spells is just playing into them. All right, please don't kill all my cards. Please don't destroy all my fun, opponent. And like, Carnage Tyrant's extra good in this deck because we have 4 copies of Banefire. We usually only need 1 crack with Carnage Tyrant in before Banefire quickly becomes lethal. The uptime is incorrect there because my stream crashed about an hour ago when I went to stop recording. OBS had a hiccup. So I've been going for about a little over 8 hours now. Started about 9 o'clock this morning. This is gonna be my last deck of the day. Tez is interesting.
Shall we begin? A master builds with ease.
For our decks played today to be uploaded to YouTube, the earlier decks that I had played in the day get published on YouTube within like half an hour because they're already, I have fiber internet, so I actually upload to YouTube mid-stream so that way they can process. The last deck of today, so this deck, it'll usually take about 45 minutes to an hour to process because it takes YouTube a little bit to process the videos.
I know what must be done.
How many subs do I have? I currently have 2,074 unique concurrent subscribers. So I've got 8 mana altogether with Banefire. What do I want to do with the Banefire? So I could start by attacking here. Settle Wreckage isn't even that bad for me since it gives me more lands. I think this might just be like the setup for the double Banefire lethal. Well, I guess I'm still one land off from that. I'm just gonna play the Thorn Lieutenant here. We're pretty far behind, but this could definitely be a game where like we run off a land and a second Banefire and just like double Banefire them out of the game. Think they'll ever bring back Infect? I don't know. Mark Rosewater has an article called The Storm Scale, which he rates mechanics based on how likely they are to return. I don't remember where Infect falls on that. Alright, counter my spell, baby.
So it's going to be like that, huh?
So it's going to be like that, huh?
Brilliance comes easily to me.
I am not going to sit this one out.
All right. Well, that's step one. Something resolved. We weren't expecting it, but it happened. I think I just want to dig to another Banefire here. Got 3 Banefires and 39 cards.
Time is much more malleable than people think.
I know how this ends.
Oh, I punted. They have a Seal Away in hand. I should have played Thrashing Brontodon out pre-combat, because I could have destroyed the Seal Away in response to the trigger to keep this attacking here. I guess the flip side is I get to do this, kill this, and get my explore triggers again. $37 cards.
Skip to the good part.
Of course.
Yeah, if I found a land there, I could have played a land out if the Jadelight Ranger found one. But I guess I know. Well, I didn't know the card above Vivien. I know 2 down was Vivien, but I didn't know the top card of my deck wasn't one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and concede to the Nexus of Fate here. It's gonna get looping and it's gonna be sad. Let's be a little bit more aggressive here on the play, ideally. Let's kick this really quick. Stupid audio bug. Huge fan of the YouTube content, but a godsend to be able to watch Magic anytime. What's going on, Char? I know how that goes. I watched a lot of random Magic content in the middle of the nights while my kids were young. Look at that. Opponent's not even done sideboarding yet. Back with plenty of time. Yeah, I don't know. I never had the audio bug in earlier builds, but the audio bug seems to only come up after I've been playing for a while, and like eventually it crashes. Under the old builds it would crash, it would never run for that long. So I don't know if it's always been there, but it was just crashing before it got to that point, or if it's a bug that's been introduced in the latest build. That's good enough. I guess hitting all my land drops is good, especially with Banefire in the opener. I don't know. I could definitely see someone mulliganing this. Would not fault someone for mulliganing this. Yeah, memory leaks can cause all sorts of issues when the application runs out of memory to address. Another one of those. Alrighty then. I'm not playing a land that they know about there because I want to play the Timber Gorge since it comes into play tapped. Alright.
I can no longer stand by.
Well, I mean, they're at 16, and I've got 7 plus 5, so, you know, maybe I mean, that's a pretty good draw, actually, all things considered.
We need to move quickly.
We need to move quickly. Shut up, Teferi. Nobody believes you. There's nothing quick about what you do. Nobody loves you, Teferi. Ooh. That makes this Banefire plan much, much worse. Frenzy would have been a real good draw there.
Hurry!
It's not Teferi's fault, he's a jerk. Blame R&D. R&D did it. Am I supposed to kill the Lyra? Is that what I'm supposed to do? I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I have 14. There's no way I'm supposed to kill the Lyra, right? Just genuinely don't know. I think I'm just supposed to Banefire them and hope to draw another one. What if I just like Banefire their face for 12 and then like draw another Banefire next turn? I think that's the plan. Gives me what, 3 and 42? Only Swerve was in the standard. Get out of here.
Take a time out.
All right, one shot. It's my chance to roll. Oh! Got him. Alrighty. Easy game, easy life. Yeah. Stroke this one, baby. This Magic the Gathering game's pretty tough, chat. This Magic the Gathering game, it's a tough one. You never quite know where it's gonna go. It's a true battle of wits. A great mental clash. Better player always wins, etc., etc. Bits for professionalism off the top. Thanks, JDep, I appreciate it. Lucky, lucky, lucky. That was great. I'm done. I mean, we've basically peaked, right? Like that's just like peak standard right there. Nice Teferi deck. Interact with this one. Ugh. I say it's pretty good. It needs a red source, but very reasonable if it finds one. Fantastic. It's a card that can help us find a red source. Yes, please continue to feed me Jeskai control players. As much as it hurts me to do that, I really want an untapped land next turn so we can jam Vivien. What's going on, GJ? It turns out streamer luck's a real thing. Who knew? Who knew? Please don't Clary on me. Well, like I said, our deck doesn't have counter spells or discard spells of its own in it. So the only way we can get through those is to just play into them. Just kind of gotta jam our stuff and hope something sticks at some point. Ding, ding, ding. So they are playing Jeskai and not Grixis or blue-black, so they do have the potential to take this Experimental Frenzy off the table. That being said, like, our 5 power in play plus the Frenzy, like, hitting from both these axes should give us a decent chance here. Depending on how good the Frenzy is. Remember, this Frenzy is experimental. It's not well tested. So sometimes things go sideways even when we have this in play. That was about as good as we can hope for. Just like land plus threat. Let's do it. Listen, I have 2 children. I'm allowed to make all the puns I want, okay? This is a pretty punny stream. Settle me, baby. This is gonna be a seal away. Gross. Justice Strike. Deal. Frenzy, less good this turn than last. My kids were puns. I said I have children so I can make puns. Having kids allows you to make dad jokes. Gorge is just better at mana fixing. The number of times that the shuffle is going to be relevant is pretty marginal overall. Wayward Swordtooth, sign me up. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Do 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 do. So they've got Rail in play here, so they're gonna get to dig a little bit.
Decisions.
And decisions. So what wins? Experimental Frenzies backed up by Banefires or Rail and Search for Azcanta. Yeah, this archetype, because we don't have Shocklands, already has like really inconsistent mana. So I think playing the card that makes your mana more consistent is just much better than playing a cute effect. Because like basically Experimental Frenzy, playing the Evolving Wilds for Experimental Frenzy is like playing a mediocre card to make your good card better. Like your Frenzy's already one of your better plays.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Not that Frenzy's always great, like we said, it is experimental. But a lot of games the Frenzy's gonna win for you. Like, we're kind of behind this game, but we're not out of it because Frenzy's in play and we've got a bunch of Banefires in our deck and they're at 15, so... I think this deck's just going to be completely different. People that are like trying to think about like, oh, what does this deck look like with changes in the next set? It's like, just don't worry about it. All these green-red decks are just going to be completely different with the next set. There's going to be so many more new cards that worrying about fitting like 1 or 2 into it just doesn't make sense till you have the whole picture. No, I don't think you'd need Evolving Wilds once you have a Shockland. It's pretty marginal either way, Dream. I'm not shuffling my deck.
Now we're getting started.
I have to discard. I'm going to keep the backup Frenzy for now, I think. My thought was I already have a land in my hand, so I took the elf because if I blow up this Frenzy or it goes away, I can play a land and then play an elf out.
Wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
That was my primary line of thinking, but it probably doesn't matter either way. I think it's super marginal. Interesting that they didn't activate Azcanta and then untap the Azcanta. 3 decades of great content. On to some more. Thanks, Tom, for the 30 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So, with this Banefire on top of my deck, do I just, like, crack this Frenzy? I haven't played a land yet this turn. Probably, right? Like, play this tapped land, play this elf, attack for 1, and I'm like, next turn Banefire, untap Banefire. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, so this will be 9. So I just ate them. If they don't have copies of Revitalize, they should be very dead. awkward. I guess if they settled, I feel a little silly. Yeah, that's true. I can actually just not search. That's true. The search on settle is different than the search on Field of Rune. Hey, Punish your dumper. What's going on? Thanks for the 2-month 3 sub. Thank you for the 2x Banefire for my 2-month 3 sub. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. The Naya Blast deck was actually really sweet. I was kind of impressed with what it had going on. It was the best. We played Brunus Blast decks before, and that was definitely the best one we've played, I think. Huh, so they're at 17 now. I think the fact that they're at 17 now means I'm going to play out all the Explore cards here. I don't think so, Gorks. After I sign off today, I think it looks like you'd need 33 points to get played tomorrow, based on the other decks that are in the queue for standard, Gorks. More revitalizes. Woof. Maybe we've got these Banefires in our hand, so things could definitely still go our way here. Ding ding ding. Remember, there's like Banefires 3 and 4 in our deck here too. Yeah, so like we're not under any pressure here, right? Like this doesn't ult for 3 more turns, and even when it does, I'm at 29. So it's literally just gonna be like, next turn we play a land, and then we Banefire them for what is this? Is 4, 5. Banefire them for 9. So they need to get above 27 to not lose to triple Banefire. That's true. They could have Fight with Fires in their deck.
Oh, come on. I just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
They actually might not be able to kill me with the Ral, because they're not gonna have enough cards left in their deck, right? Well, they can't copy my Banefire because expansion only copies cards that cost less. So I see to not kill me over the next 2 turns. They could, someone was saying they could be playing the French list that has Fight with Fire plus Expansion Explosion. That could definitely kill us here. Yeah, sure, have a counterspell. Things that are gonna matter. They've played 2 expansions. I think that list usually plays 3.
Ooh, let's see what we got.
Seven cards in their deck. If they have them in their deck, they're gonna find them. It's kind of this really awkward race here. They're gonna see their entire deck here. So if they have Fight with Fires and Banefires and expansions left, they're gonna get it. Yeah, there was a Jeskai control list from the World Magic Cup that was playing Fight with Fire plus expansion to copy it as their primary win condition. Thanks for the great content. Figured I'd get this in since it's the last day. Thank you for the support and for using the charity biddies, Toby. Oh, they could have a Nexus of Fate. That's true. If they have a Nexus of Fate, depending on what their win condition is, I'm not 100% sure. They could technically take all the turns, but do they have a way to actually win the game once they take all the turns is the question. It's like, if they have a Nexus of Fate, they're definitely at a point where they can loop Nexus. Well, Ral Alt, they need a lot of Nexus of Fates, because Ral Alt draws 2 cards.
There's a storm coming your way.
All right, well, they alted
You know
Ral.
what? I'm not done yet.
There's 3 cards in their deck, and they alted Ral. Excellent, excellent, nice Jeskai control deck. Wah, Teferi's such an unfair card. They need to ban Teferi. They always counter my spells. Wah. Yeah, suck on a Banefire, Teferi. Suck on some Banefire. La dee da, got him. Some good clean living there. Some good clean living. This set of games has been an excellent. This is why this deck's good against Jeskai control games. If you want to see more of this deck and you want to see it play out against like green black and some aggro decks, we definitely played against those in the past. Be sure to check out the deck list on my website in the past YouTube videos. This deck's a lot of fun and has a lot of game and a lot of different matchups. I agree. There are people that complain about Carnage Tyrant, but you do not want to play in a standard format without Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant and Banefire are important safety valves in this format. They make sure that the control decks have a way to kill you, otherwise you get them like that. This hand is great. Very, very good. Turn all the turn 1 Llanowar Elves, please. Mana creatures and I have a special connection, chat. We go way back. When I put mana creatures in my deck, I whisper sweet nothings into their ears, so they're in my opening hands. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Is this good? I think I'm into what I think I'm picking up what this deck is putting down, because it's kind of delicious. Sure. You killed my elves. You got him. Ooh. Ooh. The more you Banefire the Teferi decks, the more I want to craft this one. God bless. I'm doing this pre-combat because this way, if there's lands on top of my deck, I can play them out before I get Settle the Wreckage. Sure. Ooh. Ooh. Don't mind me. Just plowing through my deck. This is for the Jund deck, but I changed it around a little, added some Moment of Cravings. Keep it up. Thanks for the support, Gorks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been sabotaged. Deal. I think this deck's very reasonable against aggro because it gets to play the Wildgrowth Walker package. So I've been boarding out the Wildgrowth Walkers everywhere we've played so far against these control decks, but we have 4 Wildgrowth Walkers in our main decks. Jay Wolf, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping that my way this month. This is hopefully going to be our last game of the night because we're going to win and then I'm going to call it. Good evening, Cuzco. Don't mind me, just playing all the cards off the top of my deck. This Experimental Frenzy card's pretty good. All right, draw 4, attack for 8. This is all I got. And this deck's just so good against Settle the Wreckage because, like, we have 4 Banefires in our deck. So, like, please, ramp me up. Let's do it. And, like, once you thin lands out of my deck, my Experimental Frenzies get better, too. When will I stream? I'll be live again tomorrow. So my schedule is now I'm live about 9 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's almost 6 p.m. here, 5 days a week. I do a little bit of Magic Online in the mornings, and I start with Standard on Arena by about noon every day, somewhere between 11 and noon. Oh, yeah. Big dumb dinos. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. We have an Explorer effect. We're playing Wayward Swordtooth. Listen, I know I could have cracked the Frenzy and Banefired them, but give them a glimmer of hope. Make them think they could win. I know I had lethal, chat. Come on now, calm down. When you kill your opponent, you have to stop drawing cards, okay? I need you to appreciate drawing cards. Yeah, I like a lot of what this deck is doing. I think you have the grid tools, and here's my summary on why I think this deck is great. That set of games showed why Experimental Frenzy plus Banefire just obliterates most forms of Jeskai control. Wildgrowth Walker with the Explore creatures with Llanowar Elves to accelerate gives you a ton of game against the aggressive decks, especially when you mix in Lava Coil, Deathgorge Scavenger, and Thrashing Brontodon. And then against other mid-range decks like green-black, Experimental Frenzy and our full 4 copies of Rekindling Phoenix gives you a ton of longevity against them. Nothing rotates with the next set. So Magic sets rotate once per year. So in October, the oldest 4 sets will rotate out. So the next 3 Magic sets just make Standard larger. Nothing rotates out. That's going to be it for you for today, folks. Remember, if you want to see more of this deck, check it out on my website. JeffHoagland.com. Click Standard Decks, click Red Green Frenzy. You'll find a ton more videos with this. If you want to watch more Twitch, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. As of right now, I'm going to find someone else streaming Standard to give a host to. So thanks for hanging out. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday, and hopefully I'll catch more of y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a good one. And as always, shout out to all my subs and resubs. I wouldn't be here without your very generous support. So thanks for keeping me employed here, folks.